And like you said, it's about culture, it's about environment, and I think, you know, especially, and we obviously try to have that environment on deck all the time, and it's one of the challenges I put forward to our team this week is I called it Sauce Week, and there's a video. I don't know if you guys have seen it. There's a video of this guy from Best Buy. And he talks about the difference between juice and sauce.
I have seen that video,
and like I've seen it, and I broke it out this summer for one workout of like we need like juice is temporary, sauce we need the sauce sticks, sauce sticks. Like any product, like you know, think about a jar of, I forget what, Simply Made lemonade. Like how long does that last in your fridge? A few days maybe. And he's like, what about barbecue sauce? And he's like, oh man, it's forever. He goes, sauce sticks. And so like, so we had a workout this summer. Like we got to bring the sauce. Like we got to put the work in. We got to put the energy where it's just going to stick. And that's been the challenge for this week. And I keep putting it on my Instagram. I found the video and I keep like putting it back out there for them to see. And I'll put like little quotes in our group me from that little video thing of like just of bringing the sauce. And I think it's one of those things where, as a staff, we manage where we know where they might be tapped physically, emotionally this week, where we have to bring that sauce for them. We have to bring that excitement and that energy. Right. But we can't do that every day either, and that's what you talked about too in terms of picking what's right for you. Like they got to be able to bring that sauce as well.
It's got to be more self-sustaining.
It's that balance of things. And I think yesterday morning, at least the group that we did ended up being like 15-100s whole best average with a little bit of swimming between each 5. Like you know, for a 6 o'clock in the morning type swim, that's hard mentally. So it was the staff that brought the sauce on that one. I think what you guys saw today, I think the kids I think they brought the sauce. Oh yeah,
they were pumping.
They had that energy, they had the excitement. And it's one of those things as a coach, you got to gauge it every day of who you need to be that day and how you're gonna bring it, you know, for your athletes a little bit. But it's just,
that's again like that orchestra, right? You know, you might show up one day and whatever section of the orchestra needs a little more. Right. You know, they need a push to get the right amount of energy and the right amount of effort out of it. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a very good analogy.
And then so I talked to them yesterday about, before we did that whole best average set, I said, you know, I pulled my group out, and I just said, look, we're not trying to bury you. We're not trying to push you off the edge of a cliff this week. I said our goal is we're trying to push you to the edge. I said, but when you feel like you're about to fall off, I said, you guys got to push back on me as hard as you can. Push back on the set as hard as you can. And so like they had that, we brought the sauce yesterday morning in terms of staff, and then we came back, we did a good 200 pace set yesterday afternoon. They're going, you know, 50 from a dive to the feet, 200 pace, 100 heart rate, 28, and then a 50 pace push, and then 225s max. Like it was 4 rounds of that, just intense. And after round 2, I saw them starting to fade. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to bring the sauce. I'm just going to see what they can do here. I said, all right. I said, round 3, it's time for you guys to push back. Yeah. I said, you're at that edge. I said, I need you to just push back.
Let them challenge each other.
And then then the energy from them started to pick up, and it's good. It's good. It
is nice, right? When you having done some coaching now, when you get a set or a group where they kind of bring the energy to you. Right, you don't have to always be. That feels great as a coach as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think a lot of swimmers who've never been on that other side of that, you know, wouldn't necessarily understand that dynamic as well. That, you know, there's energy to be gained, and, you know, something to be gained from the coach's side as well. So that can be pretty rewarding.
As much as we can give it to the athletes can give it back to us as well. Because there's going to be days where we're just, everybody's tired. Yeah. And you got to feed off of each other to make it work.
Yeah, I think swimmers don't get that a lot, right? You know, there's always going to be a day when you don't want to get up for morning practice and come into the pool. But, you know, like any other, you know, sort of work or job you have, a coach, there's going to be days where you might not want to get up, or you might not want to, you know, move some lane lines or something, you know, like if you're a club coach, or, you know, have to deal with getting your 20 kids into 3 lanes. And when the group, you know, the swimmers bring that energy, that's a big positive. That helps, and that feeds back, and that helps you give them the energy. Yeah, it's a good dynamic.
So I guess, right, we'll wrap it up a little bit, but I'll kind of give you an opportunity. Someone who's listening who wants to swim at a Division I level, right? They want to be peak of the peak, and they're considering LSU. They want to be a Tiger. What do you normally go about telling them? And obviously there's a lot of bona fides,
right?
And there's a lot of luster that can bring them to the program,
right.
But face value just
right. I think from a program, and this is what I say on the phone. This is what I say to parents to their face and kids to their face. Like, I think we specialize our training a ton for athletes. Sometimes I think it's too much, but then I look at some of the success we've had, and we talked about the buy-in and the ones that have been fully bought in for 4 years or even 3. I think freshman years, it's a coin toss on what happens freshman year.
It's an adjustment period.
There's so many things. If the kid swims faster their freshman year, then you got to worry about the sophomore slop. If they match if they match their best times their freshman year, that's a win for me.
Yeah.
You know, so if they're bought in for those 3 or 4 years, like I said, for those that we specialize with, we've had some really successful swimmers over the past 8 years here.
Yep.
You know, and so I think that's the one thing that I have. I think, you know, when holistically looking at LSU, Louisiana is, and you guys are going to drive across it today. Louisiana is a very different state, and it's one that takes a little bit of adjustment to. And it's, you know, when you look at us geographically, we're really isolated. You know, we're going east. There's nothing, right?
Nope.
We got Mobile, 3 hours away.
Takes you a little while to get to some places.
Heading west, you got Houston 4 hours away. Anything north from there, I mean, you're 6.5 from Dallas. I mean, so we're kind of geographically isolated in terms of who we are and where we are. So when we recruit everywhere. Yeah. First of all, so it's not that, but it's just I think the one thing about LSU is and it sounds really cheesy because I get asked all the time, like, so what's so unique about LSU? What's so special about LSU? And again, it's generic, but I'm 100% honest with it because I sort of experienced it as coming here from Mecklenburg Aquatic Club is from the outside looking in. LSU it's really hard to figure out what is so unique about this school because everybody that's inside LSU is great. LSU is amazing, yeah. and then once you're in to try to put that feeling into words, it's so hard to do. It's you know, there's a slogan. It's the pride and passion of the LSU Tigers, and that's what it is. And I think so much of that for us in state is when you look at a state like Florida, you have, in terms of sports in general, you have Miami, you have Florida State, you have UF, you have Central, you have all these schools there. You look at Georgia, you have Georgia Tech. You look at Alabama, you have Alabama and Auburn. Yeah.
A lot of interstate rivalry and competition.
In Louisiana, it's really just LSU. Yeah. I mean, there's other colleges, but this is it. Like, this is the powerhouse flagship institution. Yeah. So from New Orleans to Lake Charles that you'll drive through all the way up to Shreveport and Baton Rouge, this whole state really does bleed purple and gold. Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's just not for football. Yeah. It's one of those things where our student athletes here at LSU, they are good and bad, they're put on a pedestal. You know, so there's opportunities that arise from that in terms of job prospectus and alumni connections, stuff like that are great. But at the same time, when we talked about you know, culture and making bad decisions, it's front page on the student newspaper then. Yep. You know? Right. But like I said, that culture and that love for the purple and gold is amazing here, and it's so hard to put into words. But once you're in it, you feel it.
Like, LSU is really part of the culture of Louisiana.
It is, and a lot of that is based around family, and that's what Louisiana culture is based around food and family. And you guys got to taste of that last night.
Oh, in New Orleans. Yeah, we did.
You know, and I think LSU is the same way, and our athletic department is run that way, and our program is run that way. It is a family first type feeling, you know, and when you look at the flags that might be seen over my shoulder, like, that represents everybody on our team this year. So we have 27, 28 different states or countries represented on our team. The only way you're going to get them bought in is to be a family first. Yeah. And so that's it. That's my sales pitch. Like I said,
I love it.
We definitely specialize our training. We're definitely quality over quantity, but we are a family, and LSU is it's a unique place to be, and it's fun. It is a lot of fun.